All right, Eliza, say it again.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Poor Professor Higgins, but he might have taught the King's English better if only he knew what Professor John Rickford knows.
Usually when people talk about language and they make these judgments, they make the extra assumption that this is just careless speech. But almost nothing that people do with language is careless. And then I have recordings too of people in Barbados and Jamaica and Guyana.
John Rickford climbed to the top of the linguistics field by showing that many English dialects, from Cockney to Black English to Valley Speak, are not random mistakes, but systems shaped by social forces. It's an insight that could vastly improve how we teach English. John grew up in Guyana and so loved the language that he wanted to be a preacher. In fact,
I used to open my windows in the morning and preach to the poor workers who were going by,
John eventually won a scholarship to a relatively new American university, UC Santa Cruz, where his mentor was Professor Herman Blake. Blake is now at the Medical University of South Carolina, but remains lifelong friends with John.
He wanted to do more than be a student. He wanted to be a servant.
So Professor Blake got John a teaching internship on a poor island off the coast of Georgia, Dofusky Island, made famous in the book The Water is Wide by Pat Conroy. Soon, John noticed that Dofusky Islanders spoke a variety of English like that in his native Guyana. He became intrigued by a new science that studied such connections: sociolinguistics.
Linguists are the people who can do something about this. They can systematically study the differences between varieties and help teachers to overcome them. I took the UC Santa Cruz catalog and I created my own major in sociolinguistics. Being at Santa Cruz was critical because it really stressed freedom and creativity.
John Rickford rose to become professor of linguistics at Stanford, and in 40 years of field interviews and scholarship, an authority on how our language is shaped by ethnicity and social class. How dropping linking verbs in Black English was accepted practice in their ancestral Africa. How double negatives existed as far back as Shakespeare. And how Valley girls use words like all to signal that they're about to quote someone.
Like right now, for example, the Haitians need to come to America. But some people are all, what about the strain on our resources?
One of his outstanding achievements is his capacity and his knowledge to link very diverse peoples at different periods in human history by showing the linguistic ties among them.
Those ties became relevant overnight in the 1997 Oakland Ebonics uproar. John became a national voice for programs that teach English by bridging rather than criticizing.
By taking the differences between the vernacular and the standard and helping the kids systematically to appreciate those differences, they actually end up doing much better.
And as proof, John points to today's hugely successful Los Angeles English Mastery Program, which he consulted.
Y'all stupid, y'all stupid.
Y'all stupid, take us home, let us get
These days, John continues his research and mentors tomorrow's language detectives, sharing his vast experience and his passion for the voices, like the poor preacher he recorded so long ago on Dofusky Island.
Make them know, our Father, that when you thunder in the east, no man can thunder in the west after you. And it goes on and on and on. It's just poetry. And this guy is not a poet. He didn't go to UC Santa Cruz or any other university.
Ah, yes, but thanks to someone who did go to UC Santa Cruz, that man's voice lives forever. Indeed, John Rickford saw the beauty in English in more ways than one. We forgot to tell you he also met his wife Angela through, that's right, English class.